on the show on the payment here and ebe share a year in Qatar about another point quickly. Yan said a crowd of field. Minister baby they say I'm just script in the hockey. On man of a kind, but the actors are different. Anyway, after to launch transit scheme on Abidjan Lagos corridor, and also is a Chairman owner arrested. And I can some Aropeno, that is Ignatius Bafwe, the owner of the team no club no on my channel. The big story. Hey, teacher trainee allowance to go. Government pledges enhanced student loan scheme. Education Minister hints. I don't think this is a hint. We know the position of the NDC. We are hints. The NDC has been very consistent on this matter. What is the hint about this one? We know their position.
Kwesi. Mention Simo Memra in Swatremaya Sam ne Swansana Maba. Asam Casino. They be a media me principal Yabako. Kwesi. Nyame Sam cry, dear some rebano, and say nipa woo. It was all this we didn't come on meka say oh my ya omo your madwen so encourage say cool mrano. E bia wonim say the cool ya na tie. Ne say ye cool blood am den ya obi hu beti.
Of course.
E wo baby.
But
under no circumstance under no circumstance say ye be so so ade ade ewu beba so. Onipa nyame anim no kure no hwe nye no oyare ankada no kuro mpia bonten.
Right.
Na wapie Akua Asieduaa makohwe ball na de akosie ni wutiiti se de nsam na ne nam nsam ne ho koba no a eda no na am sama ache no mo call na ofa nkeye because we hear pictures ni videos and baba beji bi kire ya Kwesi park ne so kranto kwankwa ye pata ya no we di blow akobo we as a free for all fight we di blow akobo we free one we akotwe we atade na we bo we chese ase ne bufo no woni pakomam ansa na match ne edu ho e na omo ye efe sanction ne no menti ade ne nya kura match commissioner ne referee awugina pitch so ntimi nya ho hwe mo bo wie kira sam ne akodi eno bi na akofa we abayo ye kole ne off no bi akọ ni fi a kamenyi ni se ebe ti se de ayi na emra ewo oman ni mu ene de ya frɛ papa panyi obekwa ka ne de punishment beba ewo do be di for wasem we ho no me ye sure se beye asena ho e de amaye nyina ne daache ma ebebe nyina se enije de enise kofa awerho ani usu de ba football ya ade a meka ne se ya last resort o man ni mu eno na kan ye ebom enije apart from say Christmas bedu ne ebekwa ya nkoso takura de and Easter beba ne ebekwa kwa kwaji ye ni football ne nyoma politics ne dividing ye dada nti akokora de menko ho na niema kakra ni pafa na enije wom na no so san kofa wuo ni pra e de abafie dia na da braka ye besre say anope ya meti ana me ne Kwesi ka me se mema mo ha dwen wono akora gi atum e ma ne sia ya Kwesi ntiga ufu se nga we obi wa kwakobo obi blow ama na kofa yi dia ba e wo msa enkrofo ye passionate about omu teams ba ya ye ntoni down ahode na ye di wura ne oma bi se mu no ye de yire ye ho ye djuma nke benye sika Kwesi de make what I say
no yeah
mama ye ntoni down won oma bi ye pipe it down kra e won oma bi ho na u fa se kind of share wo stadium no na wo pa kire say na je say premeditated why do you want free say wo nyansa mo ya wo de kodi what I say e na baby ode ade ne wo ye no baba isa say doctor panyi a ade ne koto no wo hospital ho no say nipa ne expert papa because baby ode wo ye no you see any 10 minutes kura na branch ni wo yo
so wow
wo say o rib cage organs a ewa hoden nyina nyame hyeda na opam cage no ode ne omani gu mu okuma hye hobi wahrawa ehhye mu bi wati asenti baby ogeji ade na ode wo ye no na opese boy ne wu e na mpara wawu say ya oka omo ya chi omo ne hu so no adwane o baby a wonam bia wonyame hu at the end of the day no awie ye beba Kwesi mintinsi teacher training allowance no wa can say na obvious baby a from 2016 campaign etify ya enam so ma teacher trainees ya eto abadi ti a NDC because of allowance MPP ba ya o de ba ye na NDC asan ya ba bi no ontimi nko meka say me ana meka ese metwam to afi me de ba we are principals the oma years ana ese we no into say enu de be free ho other schemes be wo ho ukọ na wo qualify na pa na wakɔgye bi because they say training college ne kora teacher training no aye tertiary complete yeah award degree
exactly
esi de ntina tech ni Legon Cape Coast any university sa aka ni nyina apply for student loan na uwi a wutua na omo de omo gye allowance ne kodi nti de aban na NDC ka any de omo gina so dadaada na no anti obi a wo teacher training mu ya ene wo bete se allowance no mabio no e ma na enyo nwanwa sa na tese eba eye ba bi omo gina e de no so no omo ye principle nti wa ba no wo to aso nti nya bibi enwanwa sa
and I think now I'm trying to remember sana me some shade but as a me 2020 elections no I think John Mahama may have changed his position
kakra wo
because MC Okase or we need 2020 elections now
or the beba.
However in 2024 elections or sign come back to the original position no which is a bar the student loan the beba exactly and for some of us and me because I'm from day one I have never been in support of the teacher training allowance and from day one because you see the argument I've been making to people and me now from teacher training no mo talk o mo me nya adwen and they say sikane chomom no e bitim dia infrastructure
sika komo
and I'm because sikane chomom e bitim CC infrastructure e school dining e in no na itime fa nepa bebre dan say e dey betua oka na yemfa nepa bebre if no be din come and forgive me to say no that you use put latrine exactly I mean how
and then we are see
how say and then we are see uko school na uko written and I use
kokoto so
abaya quotation you know in your proper WC and so it doesn't make sense
basic schools
exactly it doesn't make sense say be to allowance na mom now kwakoye normal written abasa allowance the more bit me see hostels e bit me see proper public toilet facilities and the proper lecture halls and the amount our education no etimi akoyie
Kwesi washa ordinarily no Ghanaian empedi a working oh of course
it doesn't make sense to me
for me it doesn't but me mesue ni me hona we dey Kwesi infrastructure wabra oji ni sika kutwa ne numu a ode koye wonim teacher training allowance no aban dada bia ode ba ye na dwene se na that time now system no wa we 45
exactly exactly was an incentive
encouraging
exactly
ukwa na e ma obibi kakra
but you've gone past that
it really went a long way to help enkrofo a omo de boa omo nuanom ene omo sua bebre
go past that
e ma e wo mu time de toto omo hu nuoma ne nchense ne nuoma ye de oba de bobra e de kwa aware ase but ene no se we are seeing any atini akoyenim na ye feel say ye betimi di sika na ye bibi fofora why not
of course and you made a very good point about university kusua education we are doing the same thing ye enjoy allowance ye J student loan how is it that me colleague or no the same course college of education or no beji allowance then there more be allowance across the shy but say you upgrade you I need to know come and do the student loan so me na you do so again and it's for boys so let me card there quickly
if you know
every me na me bufu say Akra Jamani say no mini better now o me be question bia
yes ni kuna
oh that
when say no so no mdi gina so anya ono na e isi region ni no
isi region na
yes obi anya
get card there no kunu ta baby in 2016
na minim say ubi bi wa ko interview here no tie misa question na
so according to Afeyo Market and so yes adia I say and this phone catcher say minister no on to me stand this scrutiny into mum be the question bia
I don't know to me stand osoro nipam
minim
onim kasa
minim I can't tell.
Any language you fluent wom na de no munya
I can't tell.
Na chinchira ye kan brofo me kra ho no ya na me wo issue.
Ayo.
Eno bia na timi express ni hu ye wo brofo.
How come see
any language you fluent wom no. Ye mpe interpreter ma wo. Ne e ka wasem.
Iti o say this one catch here say maame no ye Linda Kulu.
Mo ha ni bebre.
On stand proper scrutiny. We be some question bebre bia na akwafa say and or tiase. Me no about be 5 minutes on stand coin and
for me answer question. Adwuma ne do betimi aye.
And for me, I feel make can stand bisa mo say
and I'm waiting ati we ase.
I mean really like really.
Ya ka we acha mo na conference. And I'm dey adwuma.
What tiase just like that. Anyway, yeah, but
I just compromises baby sana.
I don't know. You see, I'm a case me chewa. I don't me case me say. Akwa say committee for. Omo bom tipo. Say me see you ba.
You be twini.
You be win nampoto. With your ba.
You nimu no nti onko ne boko.
The Chronicle this morning says, "Oh, we're making some serious allegations." Well, I haven't heard about the allegations yet, but say appointment of ministers Ital, mosquito allegedly. The word allegedly just say they are not too sure, and I'm surprised. The Chronicle, if you are not too sure about it, why do you publish it? I'm surprised. Are you this morning? Mosquito allegedly angry with Mahama. Council of Elders to meet soon to settle the matter. What kind of cooked up story is this? Anyway, minority protest against suspension of MPs. Chaos at appointments committee sitting. Probe committee begins work. And the final one said those who plundered Africa must go beyond symbolic gestures. Yeah, I'm more calendar. So let me take the minority, protest against suspension, of course. And that for my press conference, ting. United, almost can
press conference near ting. So I say I love that.
Of course,
I love that.
Almost can say
a literary device, paradox.
Paradox.
Assembly ting.
And almost we can imagine the almost 3 members now suspended. On my report, this weekend they are more on my party because, of course, the MPP is a wing of parliament. Into my report, this weekend they are more MPP penny for a young council of elders for a year chairman or a general secretary. On my report, this weekend, man, almost train their party in the but Omonim say what has happened is unconstitutional. Into the speaker, one train side now, a year, conform and say you should come back to the chamber and then work. It's in your all canon as to whether the speaker will listen to it or not is another matter. That's another matter. But for now, what pertains is that 3 NPP MPs and 1 NDC MP they are suspended your more on and then very kind committee you had more china and I'm sure you must say almost publicly. Jane a big
and a committee
be probiasem publicly wow, my friend, more evidence be as a woman. Na afe mo from madam. Oh, say the who be baby omo. Say continue. Omo obi abibi ho mu but o na wo be hu.
Happy die ya man nipa wo ho de.
It is I container. But some people they should come. They should also come.
Na ahemfo ne so no mu buafu na mente o mase o.
The you say you see
Obi say matena ka mu 11 hours.
Yes, because you see no, because you see Saturday and never come out later. But let's focus on the substance now. Which is almost catch up, say, almost catch up. Of course, because they're angry. Obviously, Jabos, baby to 12.
Now, what could be fear?
I have been to Jabos. What's for Jabos back? Almost 12 hours.
No two party and I would be a betia. No, my fear, no, maybe better on
what's the Timinipa? It's about the transit, the few double swabber, hoping that over Vetino, no, Masayako, but make it plans and meda, and Yadi. Now, what tell us, say, oh, ma, but I want a veteran. Then you are angry. Of course, the next day, the chairman apologized to them. The next day. Because it was right to have done that. Because almost they had agreed. Say, I bet this uncle for no. Or more advertise according to a for. Say, you bet you. I feel much on the other hand, say, they be Omar agree. So it is somebody's word against somebody's word. But the point is that Omoka say, bet you. And I'm not just the invited and call for. Oh, mobile. Now, Kwesi, I invited the and I make kind of say, some conversation we can have in here. And I am going to your quote interview and go for police. Now, you're almost funny and your manoma baby. Now, your banner seems almost so near ye to 2A. Kwesi min kakakra dia say general or say a party chairman ne buafu president for nominations and also say nipa 1.2 omo me we ne asemo nipa ne fa na so ma yenti yeso yentumi nka pi I mean because I have in fact me
before ne say omo nya ndis for ma
me say me hu
omo ya mrantia dodo
I've stayed off
omo ya mrantia dodo ana say ohwe adwuma no omo ntime nye ana say den asemo Me sure say too early say be complaining. Too early. Only say omo bebu so
because in any case, I said you get a appointment. In any case, the main appointment.
So you minister.
Was it?
Onye minister. Be a minister for some no worker.
Minister, or say ministers and or say appointment of ministers in town. In town means other CEOs, agencies, and all of that. Exactly. So the appointment. So I don't know. I'm staying away from this matter because I don't have any information.
Maybe an information.
No, I feel and now I be I'll let you know. It's
I'm say Ghana to say Akua Bank of Ghana. We say governor for Fraba.
Right.
Menra ko share and staff. Na oni omo George oye omo dada or asking no money na wo ho. No deputy governor 2016.
Right.
And okoye na fe waba be substantive governor kasa. And no akoka bibi e kire say ono abey the Bank of Ghana bede ne ho economically. Na no ye be pemu nchirimu. Nti ye ne economist fo ni bibedi nkomo se edrumre bi ana Bank of Ghana ne ho ana se no bi kuta bibi mu a no onipa ne kuta diem. Nti na ya affect
na Akufo to control the governor no and
Addison. Na Akufo do economist.
So say executive President
executive powers in the Mepana. Whilst Unipani knew one million
without going through
parliament. Okay, Bibisa. And then Jessica Fufro and then Bibisa.
Basa.
I see.
Basa.
Basa. And you be coming in detail. And then economist, Mr. Say, you be doing community. And I got to say, what am I?
To jam on that, I got to say. Right. Therefore, December 8 o'clock on agenda.
Adeshima emamu nyina chima makwaba Ghana ti sign breso ene yaduri ene nkomo no said medical te ho achemo ye de yankonwa ekosi Bank of Ghana for adwumam na yakotwetwe nkomo ewo ho Dr. Johnson esiama ye new governor amrado foforo kra ya mampani ama ne swai a wode adwuma na hye ne nsa nra ne de di nkan a wokọ adwumam governor dada a wokọ fie Dr. Addison na wewie na adwuma nyame adoma march abosome miensanim no na wedi mfie duosia nti ne pension bre aso a wokọ ahomegem na governor foforo ebehia na adwuma yefo nura ama ene ye ni GSM esanso onye nipa foforo oye obi anomo na ne wo ho na 2016 no memu no esesa ye no ifi 2017 ekọ na otwe ne ho kọ achi kakra enaja mampani a oba ye no ede ni nipa ananso say Dr. Addison ede ne ba ya obeya amrado mfie nwotwe a wawie na adwuma na nura Dr. Esiama ekohia ne workers ewo Bank of Ghana no yenhwe nkomo a ekọ so obi enu achi ye ba ye no rabes makosei oye economist ebedi nkomo na yebisibisa ne nsem ba ko na mienu bi yenko emrasisia.
His Excellency the President thinks that we should do this. It's a way of enforcing our independence as a central bank. The public must see us, as working together. It's just another transition, which is normal. The good thing is some of the people here are people we know already. And so the transition, you can be sure, will be smooth. Today is day one. We are just touching base, getting updated on issues. As the days unfold, we'll get to other things. Early this morning, we have held a number of discussions already between ourselves. Some briefing has gone on. And so far, so good. You can be sure that everything will be fine. We are focused on our mandate, and that is what matters. And so you can look forward, to us executing.
nkomo e so pep talk a woni na adwuma yefo ko adwuma mu nura no oni mu kuhia we ye the first meeting with them ye kwa homa so na ye ne ura besma ko se we economist di nkomo bisa no se Dr. Siama di bibi foforo ba e wo msa nura na an appointment ni take effect de na so sidi ne da so a dangle ediasa sanso na inflation no eno so eguso a ekosoro mi so say Oyerepa TV so ni ma che
yeah, I can't make you be our Panama material.
Obiato nka ye da se papa pasa no pe ye bo opunum waje ye so enra meje de se wo follow nkomo e course o Bank of Ghana no what do you make of the wote ye na fe ye mfa nkomodie no ento aso
No, papa Dr. Johnson I see my new governor no or I think I never call Kaya we taking to reminiscence or say Bank of Ghana it's okay memoir we rudimental I say omoye obi omoji omo ho a aban no influence o manata aban no check your mon sanchere de omoye we mu a e di Bank of Ghana degree central bank we be asking na mu a the international bank for bank settlement Bank of Ghana be independent but this should not be subservient to the government so omoji omo no mo he abi ye more mine no mo omoye mine o professionalize so I say ono obere Bank of Ghana sai let's have to say so omoji omo no implementing right the black country na aboaye no ono bere say ebeye edwuma omo fi omo say for political cycle omo subservient to the government there and the rest said if our it's a government that no can fan say but if any capacity bonus any rhetorical flourish ade ebeye edwuma because so what can be voucher and go edwuma we practice say go edwuma what the government na coin the muse omo right up 60 billion cedis debt na find dia na ni fine no mo buy no come mo print ka be na over 200 billion cedis it wasn't supposed to be that very egregious and controversial indeed they will say papa na so oka no e be edwuma sa na enye say bia o ka for political agreement by e be edwuma we stand na mo ya adentina ehu ya say o me sad na dey na e ultima muni no sanema enye ma country no mo ya political party now ebe affect adentina affect here it's got more than what is needed in economics no remwa particularly no e manema board history abolition inflationary pressure it's a babo aban na aban na nyika and the project now we are na kofa amana win election in a short term steroids no but in a long term no na kofa inflation so we dina as independent some have the babo ma to move for long term some you mind there is papa obey djuma rudimentary no you just kaka but obey because you have been there before that's why we cannot personalize it.
I see. He's been there before. The kind of no correct. Na nisem bi okuka ye say afi the Bank of Ghana benya ne independence. Baby etwamu no na independence Ghana agede na so Bank of Ghana de no mu ni bi. Die nti na wo hwa wo kansa.
Injo kansa na say. Na ga say no na we do central bank. Central bank is near Ghana. I hold the whole world. I must say central bank be a international bank for international settlement. All central the 106 countries, 196 countries, you know. International bank for it, and often they control all these banks. Then not pay a Juma say. Our central bank is that. As I would do, as I would keep the podcast business cycle, you say, I buy no attention or something, as a way, but you should not be subservient to the government. So be a buying about something that may be about one of the election. But and it's also one in the breakout in the long term. The long term monstrosity. It doesn't do that's how the whole country short term, long term, not governor no way. Baushema, don't buy a baby memoir Africa. Most central banks, you know, almost book so number my buying no access to monster. I already be a Bank of Ghana, you go you governor your comments here. Then my buying them a principle is necessary to finance the 6 billion in sector. Not buying a Bank of Ghana. I'm on the right to offer. That means a regular starting because and it's adding my whole time. As adding extra on my buying them, it's in Jimmy, and my no a year. A big black party. I don't say about the country now. There's a very dangerous development. A game of professor, so it can end your capital, but it's a rhetorical flourish. And the other way, Juma said, the Bank of Central Bank to the whole world. You will dimension running requirements. You say, that's only independence, you know. On the two of myself for political business cycle, no. From my yard, they have a broad country short term and long term. Don't find it, Juma, then you
I see. Now, I wish the new governor Eddie Ebey and also so share that crown fa nioma or de bantuga nanso economically no mu de mo so economics na ko akire na munim benkum ni fa ne nioma sade e de toto a etumi ekoyie no e de pa na ogi di so prioritize a ordinary esisu yi a ebetumi aye mfaso e de amoman no e wo sikase mu.
Okay, yeah, papa, but I never thought me say or be me here thought very well. I said before said the previous governor Akon, not must say you must go to refinery now. And sharp they say yeah, Juma because only license from London Premium Marketing Association. I said go to refinery that yeah, Juma. Now go to refinery now. Right now, no. Last year, yes, some go there the crowd man and $11.6 billion. It wasn't refined. I can make refining here, Juma. Can go there the coin, it is about $16 billion. Every time central bank send you after the currency, every month central bank send you about $800 to $900 million. And that's just nothing. So you need to refine now. Go there the common on it. You're not refining and they are caught. And you go refining on what you know, I can license no. The first thing any priority is always a big license. I bet you must say this year you go there become a better refining. Let's say in Yano, a better country, we need a better president. Some of them in our reserves, associated nothing. So also you must go anything in the Janano. Actually, I believe I just see mega a bit so the one of the things I'll buy over the go refining a better Juma if you want to personalize. So you go to the very refining, you have more value, I bet support the currency that best for people's results. I want to offer an initial holding plan which will personalize it for us because I'm go to find capacity. I can be processing gold every day, 400 grams. You go to the requirement on the richer processing. And my drink or the initial year, a bigger that blessing effect we want.
I see. Now, Usha policies in the Bebre a benefit your minor. A dear policy and a governor for our building and this is a beboa. Go for oil near come once more. That's all system room. Na se yakoye nim na ye mayani ekoso na ye ho hihye no ma yi a wo se o man no ebetimi ehu light kakra na.
Yes, good for all policy na by never no edit to one we take perspective na say abai as a governor na control ba good so the cocoa body na control ba good no so be good no more better more no more refining another better more no more refining that call UAE was every month they import over $400 million of oil. Over my year, almost $1 billion. We are in production for about $16 billion a year. No, oil, crude, and refined oil, almost $5 billion. That's almost 1/3. Then to me, that good body has to up and down and everyone. It means you might make a very aggressive resource. It means that good near the core air for oil. Let's come and be a oil. No. I bet you must be a very big one in power. The must be advancing first. If you're one or so already here, and my good for oil policy, no. And then I government last week that said, President, I a good board. The rest of the good board, the mayor, government, central bank, and more control. They have very, very blessing control over this good. I heard that policy very well. They responded results very well.
I see. Now, Uji di say enioma governor dada okoye ntimi nka say wa meyehwe ana wa mebone homoden kra bibi wo mba ku mienu bia governor fufuro ya ba itimi peke na oyire ne ho eyi ne yie pa ebema oman no akonanim e wosikase mu ana.
One of the areas that banking sector no a period of the governor no banking sector reforms. There were banking sector reforms no Oshima. They were positive side and negative side. If you watch a bank sector, no more banks not one time a deputy governor. That banks may be a very fragile. No money bonus, but capital adequacy ratio. No, how many can be it's no much bank. And it did not last governor never said. Sana Munchuno, almost so practice resilience. Always said these banks, no. Almost no monastery. And they said they would see here. Some time ago now a deputy governor now. Some of these banks, the job can actually push now. No money on this as banks. This time around, the president said the banking sector is very robust because it's one of the central tenants of economic vibrancy. And the whole open initial way is the banks, the banking sector now. The big Jiranian could be young see to the who here, town deputy governor now. All of they are charges against him with the collapse of UC and any bank. And to buy time man all version of any very boss go refinery and oil for good for policies and all those things, you know. However, it will be well effectuated. Now it very, very, very negative results.
Okay. Yes, we cry. Account Semanica Crabini, sorry, next item abeto so. A dear fool and I will be too. Yeah, minimum for yes, or chef and be your woman. And also say a dear and in Uncle dumping for so. Dollar any city, no American ya ne tuno. Or man for any dear woman, $2 and is a coffee metiabano. To your Fokakra 2025.
I think dollar to the idea have a problem have behavior. As Ghanaians do, yeah, next year you have Ghanaians. Number one, let's just say Ghanaians, you know, you have to move away from mental faculties. Always Ghanaians, you know, there are a lot of things that Ghanaians are doing now. They are actually patronizing. For instance, they're very cars are producing now. Like Nanado, what that is say, now there are 6 companies that produce cars in Ghana. Every year, cars, 140,000 cars, every money anymore. This 6 companies all countries no. Obey police 240,000 cars. And we have to go catch up. Never can we mean that go to Toyota, Sonotrack, and rather much. They are in a country. 140,000 cars, they cost bar, it costs about $2.2 billion. We can produce it. We Ghanaians, we should push for it, sir. President, you know, and give these firms all entrepreneur resourcefulness, you know. Someone producing mine, they're going to cast next year, man, on their back, not being effect on the currency, you know. It's very debilitating. And we should push it. Once Ghanaians are one day, the whole firms are with you know. Then pushing government for the government to do for us. I think they're not ever why in that aspect. Then I see Nigeria, and never be a producer, furniture, rice, opa, local rice. You know, yesterday we got local rice. And they're all nine. We should push for start very staggering movements. So there are some of the things that Ghanaians are one day. They said, police will produce, you know. They might want nation patronizing that things that we don't have, we can import. Nothing. Against exporters.
I see.
What the maybe about say, exporters be our export here. Who go dollars up? About central bank. If you export oil, gold, $9 about central bank. So central bank, you know, they bring up more the currency. If I think those Ghanaians of the exporters, you know, I think it's a very, very remittance movement that the resident government, which is important. Those exporters, after exporting, you know, we reach them for $100 out back. But Thomas Central Bank, more dollars, a bigger aggressive effect on the currency. The other areas, there, components of areas, that's what Ghanaians are looking at.
Okay. You better was Mr. Say near the West higher that's papa and anope. Ebusia for business ko say economist. Yenine di nkomo Bank of Ghana governor foforo abefana konwa enra na onene workers akohia and someone ode ato animu bie ene yenso ebobo so a yedidi ehwo nkomo yede ne beto fom na yahwese de noma ebesi akọ afa mede mu se ama sorry so mede de Akua Asieduaa de eto aso a eba health and lifestyle with PSA lade yede mu nyina sema mu ne hwe yemamo good morning Christ asumdwe nkamu nyina.
Day a new dawn and a Tuesday at the health and lifestyle air bromedy at the PSA Ladi and a pay Safa yen weight now we say more do a toda metabolism and koye a toda by exercise and so on and teeny I had that day and run be a yet see a herbs habama a organic natural and tiano pay bedin como afa besim tea oh yeah obi a wo ma kwadado fo bo slim oba wo no akese pa ne nyina wo de deba na wo kwan e fa so a yebetimi aslem ama no ayefe ti anope ne Silas Samponsa ebedi nkomo good morning empom to saying
adome hoye na so
e ready adom boko o product no ayamiensa hu ba ko mami ba ko ye A1 plus enti me ma okwan na waka ho asem atwe
oba pa me dasi edika emere nchia be ma wahwefo ne watifo nyina ni gisem na mdefri Beslim Heba Limited say ye hwese the company we esi ebo dwuma no a ye hwese bitima bo man Ghana ama yare a edi ni panya no dodo na ayere firi ye nipaduam ndi akofa fat ho ne ma enane no efiri nipaduanim na afi yare bi a pese nkaje nipadua boso no eyira ne tumi eno ne ye de ko kire FDA fo a omde ne gyeji tumu miensa ene ye de koye ye de besim tea ekoye ene ye de A1 plus slim capsules enso koye and after ye de mom's tea and so koye to make food ya many pebia was as we should say see didie na ye nom ye ko na ye ban fat ejineti we ni pedua ni ma your fat bi ho ni pedua hia you bi won so ni pedua ni mu ne enkoyi mu asisi yi firim ye be hwe na after ye de besim tea atu ase e de ama wo eni nti se me ma yellow so de kirewa odofo a wo hwem se bia na ne de kaya wo ne me charge suen ya me twa adwe de se besim tea so se enam se FDA fo age atum na after ye organic ni nti wura ni pedua mu a ye woni da so wo mu se e be na ne fat bi wo ni pedua ni bia amonya nipadua no ahoden ye to so bi nsusu ye se esanso so boa immune system no e ma ne strong ye bioactive compounds bi ewum senamide ne ma hodo ewum a eboa siesie nipadua no ma ye wo cinnamon ewum cinnamon ne ingredient na ingredient ni mu no ye sanso bioactive compound e wo sa ingredient ni ai friend say senamide enane fata nkasa e ma nipadua ni nya na hoden sanso so ne o phytochemicals nsusu bi wom we ne ma mekeke nyina wo enua akwam ne wura saa enuro no mu a eboa siesie nipadua nse de edua yenko wo ne pane na nsu etimi agye ne ho firi yare ensem no sanso so na nua ne nuro we wura wo nipadua mu a wonhia se saa wo pane bia ebe siesie wo nipadua na moade wo enti me kan se e boost immune system a ene ye pathogens a ha nipa virus e wo ne fa eye covid-19 ba ni esuru SARS-CoV-2 mu nyina bae sanso ne yehu nso se etore bi wo ho abeti esi Ebola beti yare bi wo kure ni din enso ekum nipa saa ne ma hodo we num nyina no besim tea ebehwe na afi ajewo afirim sanso so ena nipadua nim na edu ba bi yedidi ye nom a ekokofa fin ne ma hodo bi enkoye wo nipadua nim bijaye ena nso so besim tea behwe na detoxify body no enso de amawo se wudidi a ebehwe na anane ntem de amawo na afi ahode nura uhia firi aduan nim nsanso aka me kan se e boost metabolism na de etoso biu enso so ye se esapicos ene se hwe androgens say produce o mamu bebrebe emani padua na bitimi bubugu so ibu onso etimi ekese meboro so obu ho abaye na ne mensisi asizi obu onso abaye na o menstrual pains and menstrual cramps sani mahodo we nyina no besim tea no behwe na afi ajewa firim ebesisi o kama sanso so na wo hormonal imbalances bia enso be correct the amount onoma ema skin no eyefe ndi ye ye ka Ghana ya na ye de ahofe hoahoa ye ho timeka ni se no obi adwene na pom de ho se immune system ni ntimetobi obi so odwene se ma ho fe ntimetobi obi so odwene se o maye kese me kotoa lezi mi shi ukura problem obi so hunu se o fashion ya ye twa ase me nko amafu bom dodo nti ne fenti ono so behia so ono so tobi ye kan form anipa nyina se ye didie ne anumi de ye nkwanti ye ho fe nso nti ehia besimti aye 450 Ghana cedis esemu 60 sachets de bia no obenum tu ye nuro no mi ensa nyina no ye no bosome 30 days a program
supply
yes and our benum no nti ano pa bia no sorry a wo yi ba ko a no penso hia be se wafono ma na se wafono ma mienu de ye okay na dia two for 10 minutes na fi wo fi na wan boni padua ni sisi ni padua no kwaso
na se o kan ma dwa be sisu se betimi abo ho ma diabetes because fat na do so a so
die wo mu ne se ha ma me mfa sa kwanya we su na me nchiri mu afitikasi so se ye sheda ma product ne se into diabetes ase de enye sa supplement nye sa ni mum ne de ne se yare a ebetimi aba oni padua mu bia no se fat ne na fi na na ne se sa yare no betimi Into wait for preventive measure.
Okay.
So diabetes ni nyama ya. And a bow more. But say diabetes number. A better say a man and con and nimbi nka because fat in a be manage boss on a binino and on a nanin. Into your basa say one diabetes a dry a contem, I resign contem. Into your drew in Chiri Yaribia will be out minimum. And him move free and work how much they say. Yari win and a major drew. Minimum say, natural quite before so Benham and what drew now how be a Emma. Good. Sansusun ye A1 plus slim capsules. And also so was a bebo when you flat tummy. Ha, we funo a betri kama at the amount. A bit in Susun so boama and palm me sorry, Minyarenso in Tiapon. It be year free. It boosts energy and then vitality. What would think Casinipedion sorry and power on the sonko. Sansusun and so body detoxification, a boa metabolism, a boa boosty immune system, no, a boa nane fata hodo, a boa maunya extreme weight loss. So would the A1 plus slim capsules and what it can't be sent in one. A boa mawankas out in Casam Paunipedi and Yanko Yibianani. May can't sadly we no much nipa genesi to say. Bisim near 450 Ghana cedis. Na A1 plus near 450 Ghana cedis. So when you need me a boama unipeduan ijnabrani ankasa. Me come and akusi say, and any pa, ya did any numundin, nipeduani near daji. And tis a oma ya rebi unipeduan boss or sa obre. In Tiana debia dance a walk a dray preventive measure. You did a boy home by say how my young fosu send boarding. But so how about any boarding chairs?
No, what her crown in your solution.
Good, and I won't break. And then there was a buhan half a pension channel. Yes, a man to near you. A send home. A fat in a mass animal, a cosso. And a for number no 2 minutes numbers in a good TV in a song. Yes, and a good one. In the numbers in a good TV in a song, Messadia Domo, no watch be a we are not free. Active work lines no or more a bejoso. A 0599
0599
431
431
481
481
0599
0599
431
431
481
481.
Yes, answer 0542
0542
993
993
239
239
0542
0542
993
993
239
239.
Se wo ho pese o ye charter akwanya ho se dia butcher line nso be ma no and so ye +1 614
+1 614
327 8809
8809.
and so chat wo so anaso your voice note e be gine so me kanama so no your mom's tea enso so wo ha and so so obi ho a o se metie mo nsem na mo kan no a ye ya ba atanfo ne apemfo no ye ni bi na mo ye dai apemfo de so far FDA for my kwan se bituma ye draw we di ama wo but wo mo ye ma tan de yakofa mom's herbal tea no e de aba wo no ma edika no enane fate wo ni padua ma wonya flatomy e boa boost metabolism so the mouth a boy immune system no ho by the chance so kran say sama wonya production of breast milk wo no fusu na produce a dose na be papa nti yes nti e boa ma me no ma na ho ofe ni di mu e boa no e ma akora no so wo ma ne nofo no ono susu nya ho den sonko nti na chise hiama ma me no eni hiama akora no nti eduru brese na ye chaade a nka enkoye bisim tea and mom's tea and I say A1 plus in capsules. Adi a odi mani peduana mani nyina ho odi dia. Odi mu obi a odi ani gye da wase ne nkwa na nyina. And into obi bia o wasa so yesu bia ehia mom's herbal, ohia bisim tea, ohia A1 plus in capsules. Yenhwe na ni so sa na entimi moaye. Na afie no me cancel the asisu say mom's herbal no eye 350 Ghana cedis. Bisim tea 450 Ghana cedis. A1 plus slim capsules and so 450 Ghana cedis. Akwanya ho mani pa bia so ye doctor na so person otu ekugu hospital now the servo dispensary ya ma so akwanya no wo pharmacy wo person otu kogu ho na oton ya ma so akwanya no wo herbal shop wo person otu kogu ho na oton akwanya wo ho enam say ye de bo mo manga na ya ho fe ene ya pom de adi mu ni ndi no say the person otu no bia ya ma so akwanya no 1 to 49 pieces discount be any ho. If 50 pieces record here, you have discount when you be so. And when I 80 and to me say Obasa Opebaqua on Sabeka, Obasa Opebra on Sabeka. Ghana hot dog and then more pesky the boy and the ball homodine, no ball pum the home by Bra Unya improve that CB. And any about Panson Pesamica.
Yeah, that's a palm. And you know, Mom's herbal tea and a bisim, any A1 plus. Minim so man for ate san fa numbers no to dwa bi o.
Your numbers no is 0599
0599
431
431
481
481
Nafi 0542
0542
993
993
239
239
and then foreign number and see +1 614
+1 614
327
327
8809
8809.
Baby a Ghana man will be a OPB a man in Saka.
Yada say Mr. Mponsa yada say say odi Bislim ensempa abreye me so me din e di PSC lad ye change over me move over Kwesi Parker Wilson be take it over no the more across over or the OBT agenda neighbor ina de zafi emoshi ya baraka ga jamalo la pena mi akatata anyi fijiam ni wala don to pose yezo to pose emfa to pose pam senda tonde obrigado openo mo chumi aisabu warisi mungo de big up still fi all militant in the world country yedamo nyina mo ase encantadios adios yebesensia
Oyerepa TV, we do your OBT agenda. That is Oyerepa breakfast time agenda. We doing at the Kwesi Park Wilson and there. And some of the doors so now on the newspaper, doing a newspaper segment now. There's a story on the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning now. We'll get a quick reaction from a teacher trainees, Razak on there, the national president. On what their thoughts are on NDC for decision to scrap a year teacher training allowance. But then again, you have a parliament. Committee now already some say. I mean, more to do investigation na fe. NP some year basa yinano omacho maso. But a framework has been conducting a press conference. Or say the Speaker of Parliament targeting MPP for. How true is this? Is the Speaker of Parliament truly targeting the NPP in this 9th Parliament? Rebecca Wassam and they are pay right here on the show. My guest already in the studio. Kaboy Ababedu Aka mia me schoolmates Poyando on the enter Obabedu. Now the pedia. Man person mo kokoye nursing and the midwifery. We saw your Bachelor of Business Science and Information Technology. Nina at the degree level, no, may come for Christian Service University about another pay. Admission is still ongoing. In Tenkekchi, but Modia said we are pick a form na fay. Was wearing really Christian Service University. Send a buyer would die so your vision to become a graduate, and also be them. Here they say when you aggregate 6 to 36, that is how they can apply it. If you are not within this range, that is education for you. Akua University, there was a certain cutoff point when you and you are between Akua University. But now, when they say when you aggregate 6 to 10, almost scholarship at the mouth for undergraduate students, more hostel facilities are very affordable at the mouth. Now, and your degree programs come on where your master's programs come. Able to say MA event management, MSc monitoring and evaluation, MSc accounting and finance, MSc corporate planning and governance, or more MPhil in communication, MPhil in English education, or more MPhil in mathematics education. Nya the master's level no me pacho Christian Service University ordinary kwada so santase Star Junction one or more Star Junction do what bisa Christian Service be a better be or more from want to pay on 0246 275375 0246 275375 and 0240 015 4825 0240 154 825. It's after the BM. 0240 154 824. And at 0322 028 781. 0322 028 781. From now, for copy form, so quickly now, your masters and our degree program now. Ewo ho ko Jackson ben catch on the page say omo proko do da so say when ya kata when ya code kakra mo da so be fa e proko ni bi e be boy yi pa ama utipa no akọ saa na omo chako toothpaste no eno so be boy yi pa chako toothpaste no e bo so afọ e be boy ama wo sena sebe onum nsu na ahye ne nyina e be jai opa bi etu a okọ okanchi drug lane na crowd Obeyan do two. Now here in Kumasi or Central Market, Kumasi here, Obeyan do two. Oh, for Kojak Farmer to pay on 0244 559597 0244 559597 and now 0244 481341 0244 481341. Bomari has over from when I say akopebie tuna uti oyeso wudu doctor bia na akasa ope eye koja for proko na de bi ebeba omo chako toothpaste no ene omo fluoride sensitive toothpaste and the mouthwash nina okwa obenya bi ato across board. Midin at the Kwesi Parker Wilson and pay. I'll be starting your messages on our Facebook or you put live on Facebook like a page, for comment go ho mekaining na ediama social media handles, very interactive, very engaging. Kona ko joining now also for with the kona ko joining afi also for comments in the bra. Time so number 4 lines now. They enjoy the conversation this morning with your thought. Now, before I introduce my guests, Mofa graphic paper into some for those of you who skip the newspaper review, you per se D and come to be briefly those one a quick reaction from your teacher trainees, the national president. Now, just this morning, the Daily Graphic reported that Haruna Jusu, the minister responsible for education, say teacher trainee allowance to go. Government pledges enhanced student loan scheme. You may say Bisa, a quick reaction from the trainees among most schools is here. Razak Swale, Ewa Humano So, were president at the Teacher Trainee Association of Ghana. Razak, Akua Asieduaa.
Yes, good morning.
Very good. Now, say them, is it Swale? I mean, help me get it right.
Yeah, it's Swale Razak.
Okay, Swale Razak. Great.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen the story now. A war Daily Graphic in any man of pay. Teacher trainees, first of all, Bisa. Allowance in the body.
Well, the teacher training allowance has restored. Doesn't often come regularly, but yes, still, government still is committed to paying it. Currently, we have some arrears in place, some 3 months arrears that have not been paid yet.
You have 3 months arrears that have not been paid yet. Now, the question is, you said it doesn't come regularly. What do you mean by regularly?
Yes, because as you are aware, allowances as they are supposed to be paid at the end of every month. But that's something that is supposed to happen, but that's something that's not happening because you can end a month and then it takes longer than a month before it is being paid.
Currently, how much are you being paid? Say now, Yes,
the teaching allowances is 400 Ghana cedis, with which so 261 Ghana cedis goes into feeding, and then 149 comes to the students. But the total component is a 400 Ghana cedis.
So the one that you get into your pocket. A year first cash, you are holding it, a year 149 Ghana cedis.
Yes, exactly. That has been our cry because since from the beginning, government has resorted to using the teachers' training allowances to sustain feeding in the colleges. So it is something that we clearly concerned about, and it's something that's not helping us. And as you are aware, the colleges are not built in a way to allow students to be able to engage in cooking activities and others. So that puts us in the corner where the colleges have to be fair.
But I know that right now you've been upgraded to tertiary. So you are still not allowed to engage in cooking activities?
Yes, it is not about giving the permission, it's about the facilities we have.
Okay.
Yes, so the facilities are not enough. The infrastructure is a challenge. Unlike the traditional universities or some tertiary institutions where you have adequate infrastructure to enable you to cook. In the college space, it isn't like that. So the infrastructure is not enough. We have constantly been advocating for infrastructure increase in the colleges of education, which have not that has not been met yet because some assurances have been given, but the colleges are still in deep limbo.
So if I understand you, you've been upgraded to a tertiary institution, but infrastructure-wise, you've been stagnated. I mean, still within your college situation.
So if you follow, exactly. So if you follow our activities, if you follow our recent General Assembly, we invited the government and we were trying to see how best the government is aligning policy with practice because there happens to be a big gap or a drift between policy implementation and the actual practice that goes on in the college space. Great.
So 149 Ghana cedis in your pocket, 261 Ghana cedis to support feeding. Now, we are told by the new education minister in the person of Haruna Adusi that be prepared to forfeit your allowances and rather venture into the realm of student loans where we that went to the traditional universities have been enjoying. Good news for you.
Well, I will not be quick to say good news, right? I will not be quick to say bad news because we have also, just like we got in the story, we just got a story this morning. In the coming weeks, I think next week, somewhere around 15th to 20th, the Honorable Minister will be calling on him. We'll be visiting him to have more discussions into some of the policies that directly affect us as students and some of the challenges we face. So until we hold such discussions, for us to clearly appreciate the point of view is coming and the best alternatives that is should in case what the allowances being taken off and then the student loan come into place, just so that we students will not be more to the disadvantage points, even though the allowances are going to be taken off.
But would you prefer the allowances being maintained or scrapped?
Yes, it has been our long call over the years that the allowance is something that is helping the colleges of education. Because if you look at the background or the idea behind the implementation of the allowance, reintroduction of the allowance in 2017, those ideals are still intact. Those ideals are still essential to the colleges of education. And for us to underlook those things and then rather shift our attention to looking at sustainability or trying to look at the allowance from a different perspective, as in causing a huge financial burden to government in its fulfillment, it's a different conversation.
You prefer being maintained or being scrapped?
If you look at the allowances and the idea behind it, I think it's good. And we as all stakeholders and as students and as Ghanaians, we should appreciate the reintroduction of the allowance and sustain it.
So, a direct question to you. Would you prefer it being maintained or scrapped?
Yes, we would want the allowance to be maintained at all costs, looking at the impact of the allowance so far and what we think the allowance is doing for us as students.
But 149 Ghana cedis is a peanut, I mean, what yes, really is it doing?
So we will rather prefer an improvement in the allowances. Okay. That is increasing the allowances from the 400 Ghana cedis. We have long call for this short. I think our last discussion with the then Minister for Education, we were proposing for an increment to some 1,000 Ghana cedis, where or the idea behind the reintroduction of the allowances will fully be met, because I agree with you that 149 Ghana cedis is nothing to write home about. But but that is not to say that 149 Ghana cedis should be scrapped. It should rather be increased, so that the idea and then the ideals for which the allowances have been reintroduced in 2017 will be fully be met.
But the argument here is that the minister is proposing an enhanced student loan scheme for you, meaning you'll be getting even more than you're getting now with the allowance. Don't you think that is a proper and prudent way of you, the student, enjoying your student loan than rather the allowance?
Yes, if you look at the proposal, that's why I said we would have to discuss more into details and see how we as students are going to leverage on the enhanced student loan scheme like you're talking about. Mind you, a loan scheme is not a grant. Student loan, and that is due for repayment after completion or when you later get back to the service. But teachers, as we are, even though we currently do national service, we usually do a teaching practice where we go to the basic schools and we teach. The universities, they don't do this. They only do a service. You get it? They do a national service. But we do, so if you calculate, we do 2 years giving back to the country. So you look at it for you to give back to the country for 2 years and still come back and pay a loan that you have taken. The allowance, as you are all aware, it's a grant. It's a grant that comes to the student, and it motivates for people to embrace teacher education, also help them to purchase the reading materials, and so it's a two-way perspective conversation. Okay, so we as well, like I said, it is something we have also just gotten. We will discuss it properly into detail, and then in our engagement with the Honourable Minister, we hoping to bring it before his attention for consideration. Now,
finally, is it fair, because at the colleges of education, you are pursuing a course as education? I mean, for those of us who went to the traditional universities like University of Education, UCC, KNUST, equally pursuing education, they have the opportunity to access the student loan once you do the allowances. Although both of you now, or both institutions, are tertiary, is it fair to your colleagues who are assessing the student loan and you with the allowances? Is it fair to them? Would you say it's fair to them?
Good. So we have to make one distinction clear.
Right.
Like you said, our colleagues in the traditional universities equally study in education.
Right.
They study education in the university. We study education in the colleges, and we are being trained to be teachers. But if you look at their course outline, they don't do something we call pedagogy.
But they all also end up in a classroom, just like you end up in a classroom.
Good. So
I mean, if you go to UCC, do education, the end game is for you to go and teach in the classroom.
Please take your point again.
I'm saying that if you go to UCC or University of Education and you study education, the end game and UDS, the end game is for you to go and teach in the classroom, just like you're doing.
Well, that is not the end game, I would say, because for those who do education, if you are aware, those who do education in the university, they equally have other choice to be able to choose, because mind you, they are not being, pedagogy is not being added there. But when you come to the colleges, you are being trained to be a teacher. So there's no two ways about it. You are going into the colleges, but that is also a conversation that are twofold, because the colleges and the universities are options. So if you want to be a teacher, you go to the college. So people prefer to go to the university. So we need to make teacher education attractive so that people would be willing to take it. That's why we don't have numbers going to the colleges. But if we are able to make the teacher education attractive, providing such incentives, making available these reliefs that will help students to be able to undertake teacher education, that will be something that will promote teacher education. And as we are all aware with it, there is a clear gap between teacher-classroom ratio in the country. So we should be going ahead to addressing this.
If you want an increment from 149, how much are you looking at?
Yes, like I said, we had earlier on made a proposal of 1,000 Ghana cedis to
1,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes, 1,000 Ghana cedis. That is to include the feeding.
Yeah, the feeding. So
allowances.
So let's do the breakdown.
Because my brother, if you visit a college of education and you see the meal that is being fed to students, and it's not fair. I mean, even senior high school students even feed well more than the colleges. They feed well more than the colleges, because quality has deteriorated completely. So something that we joking with, and yes, so government agencies go there and then they say they are feeding the colleges, but the food there is not something to write home about.
So finally,
in a bad state.
You are proposing 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now, how much should go to feeding? How much should get into your pocket personally?
Exactly. So we can that will mean it will give our principals a higher value to be able to plan our meals with, for example, like 500 Ghana cedis for them to use to get something better for students to be able to take and engage in academic activities. Once you usually use the 500 Ghana cedis to buy your teaching and learning material, and then have a better stay on campus.
Well, actually, Meda said that'll pay. Now, finally, what will be your final words to your colleagues and the minister?
Yes, thank you so much. I think let me first of all thank all students, most especially Savannah College of Education, where we recently just held our third day celebration. Yesterday, on the 3rd of February, we equally donated some polytank to the college and a few other colleges that we've been doing over the years. I want to thank them very much, and then the entire student body, my colleagues, for what we've been doing over the years. For the Honorable Minister, we are looking forward to Honorable Minister and he executing policies and initiatives that will ensure that the teacher education is prioritized, and then the public colleges of education receive its fair share of the education allocation that will be given to the Ministry of Education. Because over time, you would have come to agree with me that there has been more attention to senior high schools and traditional universities, leaving the colleges of education left angled in the middle. Because if you look at our challenges, it's not only the allowances as we are having the conversation today. Like I have highlighted before, infrastructure challenges is equally one that we are faced with, coupled with the allowances, licensure issues, the new curriculum that has been implemented in the college space. There are a whole lot of challenges that need redress, and then we are happy that the new Minister for Education, in his statements, was saying he is focused on relevance. So he is going to make sure that he addresses some of these pertinent issues and equally bridge the northern-southern gap of education. These are some things that will go on very well to help the colleges of education in Ghana, and we are looking forward to it. I thank you so much.
Razak, I thank you for your time this morning. Razak Swali, the president of the Teacher Training Association of Ghana across board, wano and I am president, omo co school, some medani a teacher for wano and I am president. Now, your king down say, what's your story? I'm kind and I pay a neighbor. I want to do say, teacher training allowance in the back, ye through. Normally, a student loan number. A branch and said, there be your penny, sir. Omo penny say, omo allowances no. Yamani walk. However, Sikana Banusa, in Zanko per se, a more for the Ghana cities, for the Ghana cities, and 261 Ghana cities eco feeding. That is a cost school, so and now 149 Ghana cities eco mubutum. Now, she said on per se, you two more 1,000 Ghana cities. So 1,000 Ghana cities, 500 eco school, and a 500 eco mubutum. The former Tracy, Paul Yando, me all saints brother, and now pay. Paul, Akwa.
Waga, ya bijusu bro.
Ya bokoria.
Oh, nyame adaroma, oguso akrukra, eda moso.
Ya miadom, ya so ya waha. Kaboy ababedu waha. Kaboy, Akwa.
Ya bro.
Na via woko.
Adom mompaibo. Ahwiye nsuka.
Ahwiye nsuka wo. Mate. Na really, I mean, I'm sure say yeah. Paul, want to comment on this teacher training allowance quickly?
Hey, never I mean, Kabi.
Yeah, come. I said that maybe sound.
Yeah, Paka.
We guys are talking like home.
I guess I told me last
home.
The young pen never by as well.
Said they.
Na Ghana for moto abama. Na nyewa na use we president or a president of one. The only kase.
Teacher Training Association president.
President.
And the president.
The students ne kanyina ne say. Mu yi free ho a ye ho be kire yan. Eti mamunyi chinchina bayi si wo bayi ama nkwale hu akire wo mo say de ye ka ne say se Ghana fo moto abama mo omo ka cho say menyi ade ni free ho now so wo de chinchina wuntie na bayi free ho a e de ho kire chenchire nche ene beba nkwale yi so na me de menti ase ne say enti nkwale yi ye pese ye twe enkwala a wo mu kọ teacher training aso ana
o sana ho
tese ayawrehu as a teacher training for no de ye fo mu nye hwi
bapo
ye bebia ababia ba what you say ye de allowance mo mo no na ndisi fo de wo mu babia obisi ye yifri ho
some the student loan.
And cry somewhere yo every
Pop.
Yeah, Munka be more what paka. Munka allowance na bua womu obi wo dinner allowance na o mani nuanu mu bi. What you say? Ni ma me cross answer ni bi ma. It is easy can free one kola e be yen. Every
Paul is comedy.
What's that?
How much allowance?
400 cedis.
400 cedis. We didn't break down.
What's that?
We didn't break down. We didn't break down.
Breakdown. And then what you say 271 or 251?
261.
261. Equal teacher no for Omadian. Yes,
the co school. No.
Up for Omadian.
For Diana feeding.
It is a CA or some who
149 and a combo bottom. Sir, it is how often
it is. It is the American says, ye free horses. Ye free what? Grab a day do school. At the end of school, no, wouldn't send yourself you. Teacher ni crowd I send this for the woman teacher for some who can legacy arrest arrest what you say teacher ni ye duma bako mfie miansa o abodi busia aboni ni ababusia o manya baduma e betua meka na ni pay aduma 3 years ni atwa meka 3 months ene kofa sa legacy arrest by MPP by ye clay free ho etimi nimbo ni teacher for e dey aye Domahama president any NDC for omo bebia o mani si omo so etimi ni say dey work me see Harry na Eduso omo de ne ko so mkogu nanimu ase
omo kogu nanimu ase
o de obehu
sedenti
one baby a yewura ditwum e dey education koduru Ghana ha no in fact the whole world obi ahu ni say Ghana na one ka say na ofra afia kobi nkwalai ana stem foi niema nkore ye motion detectors aeroplane pese tuo no mo ye ship na navy fo nyina ye na fe de odi wonsa kokeka aduane kro mbadie ni ade gise o se de ya stock be na kofa be wo mo na no san kure be de nkure ni da so kure biem sesei na fe teacher for so mo ko kire nkwa chese no sesi se ko tackle teacher ni aduane ye yi afri wo teacher ni di come on say we are no your internal satisfaction and your external satisfaction even adwuma mu kra no it's hard there no operate your bebre say staff of Oyerepa FM ma anya satisfied ebeba abonten ama ye nyina hu say adwuma na ego it is so teacher ni aduane mu say hu yi afri ho eni kakra ba no ho na afri teacher ni no wo san
but
abrana Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Baumia promise wo say who of cracker craba teacher ni be mo yi ni pa oh erade
Paul who president loan system na is for the man say omu allowance na you say the student loan but mind you she say college of education is a tertiary institution into omni UST ni UDS ni UCC na ababeyepe ya e call USC ni UCC ni UDS in your student loan in that thing to be called college of education on your student loan
me pacho
you think it is wrong
me pacho teacher ni o chira de university get allowance zamano
with you
unya say hu tie me allowance adenti na lecturer ni obo bra senior lecturer wan ni nyina yesa de allowance ma omo in fact parliament for ye ntua monka yesa fa allowance ma omo who te the American say allowance ya de a wunim se wa ginya de abetua bia ntino wo de a etimi ma wo de ye niema bi boa wa setrem ewiase abrabo a ye bo ne ye bo se
na student loan no so be boa wo ko di loan da
asema me ka want it me say university me pacho university ye co school ye bibia kwa no ye ndi bursary even masters level ye ndi bursary me tell you say no I can ye bursary chese wu kwa wetwa usika kura we no sama bibi kakra say sanfa boa wo thesis ni ade and then ka wetwa school fees nyina wie no over 16,000 and over no ade tin yan sama bursary eti akra na wo kira ade wo didn't iti abekira ade no there should be state ade a kushi ni kakra eti ade ma obi ho to no bia ndi for munti na na ka kira no say educational sector pa dia emse mu ni nyina ni nkwala na ye kire mu ade ni nyina no eni teacher fo ni nyina no ndc person mo aduane mo aduane bomo what you say teacher ni answer
mo ya Paul Kwabna Yando Ashanti region director of communications Edema MPP and some more Canada and opinion.
Hey yo.
Mahmoud Kabori, Dean of Ashanti Region NDC Communicators.
Oh, mini also Kamamin Kabivi Kakramfano. Oh, you're fine, man.
Appointment in my own.
Hey yo. NDC from Ashanti Region. That's your match. That's your match. Wallace, the DC Nidiam,
I mean, they've given very juicy positions. I'm for J. About a juicy position. What does he?
Wallace, Bibi Dantua, and a friend is a Gabi, and a Morocco into Nipa.
Then I see. What is happening? Then
you Godfather home. Yay, Kabori.
Campaigning me, I know.
NDC.
Come on.
Back at me, German. Nah, you're more about to do my
What's your appointment in Yami?
Yeah, Obianam Raya, made in Shraba.
Masai.
So, Media Medina. The crew be dinner.
I am here and one
a chair with tea for no her phone in a mother brand at that gym. Mammy Fanchi Mudruma, Mampani, Ghana, Mampani, John Drumani Mahama. Now, Minister of Education and pay. I think, say, a boy approaching now, come on back open an AD. It's all about resetting the Ghanaian society.
Right.
It's what take on down to this conversation is all about resetting our educational sector. Now, we call colleges of education. The end of now, see a reset. Maybe a term not a buying the feeding Kalano. A baby by say, or not the on video components and all the feeding Kalano. Maybe a term colleges of education, no moon school national service. 1 year housemanship, no. Any general so they are credited almost all more qualified teachers. A baby by say, despite 1 year housemanship for Afemako. Maybe a term you propose was a teacher and be any bar alliances. So na juma or no so see a by church or qualified a professional. Without necessarily introducing an exam component. A license concept near the buy.
For exams.
A
baby
by say license in the body where we school could I was a quite exams be and some exams also at the amount licenses. When you know your near my feel say Uncle year and 3 year. It was as part of resetting your educational system. You're day, you're resetting. You try to cry. A baby by an initiation and a monty. And my watch the bar who 40 mamma for the for your teacher for. So I could teach a dream in a wedding. Because Sebi ever took Rodoa. Now, oh, your pious and my young. So, as part of the reset agenda, we introduced the no stress free policy. Now, this policy targets not just university students. I will show you a manifesto, and with your leave, let me read. A year.
Because I was trying to get a manifesto out.
Implement the no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions.
And
this includes universities, colleges of education, nursing training institutions, and what have you. And say what say on my economy. Now you are say you need to the first year school fees, you know. Nya dey mo bi atwa bi. Ye yes wow timelines
aban say obetua.
Because we have not even presented a budget.
How now?
Budget we say what you are the plan you better refund and I better carry forward amount. You get it.
I have heard him say that.
And he's a tertiary student, you know, or college of education, or G free nibi. Na KNUS ajibi, UDS ajibi. Yes, subsequent years and second years go baby, you know. Say what you introduce student loan plus and abba back. Student loan plus component no ma wakwanya ma onya sika. A bit me create your fees as a trio host as a pocket money account. Because that is more open than the mere student loan and kasankasa. That is a level playing field I didn't now. That notwithstanding, Minuya Razak raised a very important point. Infrastructure at the colleges are not like it is in the it means that component of feeding who apply for student loan plus now at the colleges of education you won't be given. The Abai will continue to release monies to those institutions to cook for the students.
Yes.
No more than
Yes. Look at this publication.
Okay.
As at 2016, 2016, over 50 million were released
to pay feeding grant of
all colleges of education students.
True.
So introduce. Yeah. And say
50 million.
So Ali kana me raho. Say the whole month. Akwara Oko teacher training college year feeding with 261 cities.
Yeah.
Have you thought about the quality of Adriana?
Have you
thought of even the quantity they command? Intimidate you are going to say that should be looked at. Na sanitary.
But I think na yen say be increase no. Na at least omunya that quality and the quantity no. I will say the
when you increase it, what creates inequality in the system? What creates inequality? Because at the end of the day, in fact, when him say there are a lot of people are met me because the whole idea of allowances, one, it was for incentive purposes.
True, that's true.
Teacher for ni krum ha, woman yina dwa no kwa gege. And yes, uba na obesuya ni yenye teacher for kwa de mema obibi. And then do we have the same challenge in another day? Nti yese enekusie the nekramai na chino. The situation today is different. Nti yese a more favorable free academic fees in Yedema University from the colleges of education work out. And then most of them are at university status. In Argentina, University College of Tamale, or not the Obeja allowance, now University College of Winneba, or not the Onja allowance. That is not fair. And this is a fair platform there. Build it for everyone. Said you meet me harness the potential. Mind you, 149 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, 149 Ghana cedis.
149 Ghana cedis. 149 Ghana cedis. They pay students within the month. But I want this student loan plaza. How much can you buy for book to do send a bit matter from 149 Ghana cedis? Calculator. Ben the Ukruma, I wait to the 149.
I think it's 100 Ghana cedis. I think I could get 100 Ghana cedis.
Well, to talk calculator, we are 49 Ghana. 149 Ghana. And so Laura fell from here.
I see.
And you know,
it is still maintaining that's the right thing to do.
Mama, problem no as a holistic problem. Na yempe ano pumasibra yen san kwe yen tibium kakran yeken yebetimi aboabo anokra wo school no ye di asi 3 unit classroom bi wo wakura ase ye di asi 4 unit classroom bi wo ba bia directly wo ya na post na kwachira.
What would you say to those who say that mo disappointed a teacher for trainees are NDC?
We've never disappointed a teacher for training.
So be disappointed.
One teacher ni no ayeshe ne boss say man free university fees first year. Yes she dey accept budget mo dia mano. Teacher ni na ka chance onye national service biom no. Yes she when you read the point 9 of your manifesto issues read point 9 convene a national consultative conference on education. Me no ka say wa forming committee no.
Yeah.
Aye nyina ya tena se ni sa adwene. College of Education, wakwaji ntiti 1 year housemanship on one feeding no dia. Then we are cancelling NSS for them. 2 year housemanship na automatic employment. And now who kwaya employment who go school no na assessment bi o here what's here the mouth. We ya near the line society. Yeah, mount met na fie mo bi nko set exam say be tire no no akira so wa feel. Just to deter you from getting an opportunity of working. Nti when niema ye she teacher for bo eno so ne niema aban no guso de hihye yagua kwan mu a wo ye dia ma teacher for. It is for the good of our young men and women of this country. It's for good for our education system. It's for good for this country.
Medasi. James for where do you stand on this matter? NDC so we teacher training allowance in the field. Poliando has made a point. Say, we say, I'm on mobile show. Say, one. We
Maybe I said, wait a discussion. What I say, logically, no, was see all public sector universities. I was here, try say, Domunina, Ebeba. Teacher training, we are Oyerepa Ghana gas.
So, classroom.
Yes. And you better now, they know the ones who are university. What Leguana said, KNUS.
But mind you, no, classroom.
No,
I'm also minded about that one too.
Exactly. Exactly. And now say courses are ebia fees near different.
Of course, they're different.
So to me, Kasa would you be at the same level that. But they all co teacher training there. Already no. When you co teach allow a friend say or call coach there no call classroom only there what call KNUS table when you Juma or Ghana gas no. Who pay any allowance na enya pay.
And of course.
Okay.
So
that's where the refund. Yes, no. Ube chia student loan. No, that's what your argument is.
Yes. Okay. It means we are saying do obi ekoye bia no. Won yenti e kwakoye.
Okay.
Wo bana se wantima am wani pa. And say no.
No. Because you could loan now. You be tiaka. Because my Ghana guys, my salary. Let me tell you. Yes.
You don't compare the
They're despite.
Just maintain this if I say.
The report to madam.
Oh, every
Students now go school okay university. Whenever UCC. What is so about the feeding grants be command?
Okay.
Now I'm saying no. What is
the feeding grants be command?
Exactly.
About for feeding grants.
Feeding grants in the College of Education.
Yes, because you person you boy we no munya dream panel to tie pa. E ko tire nkwala de. Because you to teacher for say
baby abo no pen wode no fufu bo.
Sir,
obi go teacher training.
Afei na wo ka kire yes sir.
Obetimi aba tio, obi go teacher training college. Obetimi aba be lecturer University of Ghana.
Okay.
Obi go KNUS, ono so betimi aba be lecturer. But so we interest in some media me person me kira de. No be interest in some person me go into oil and gas industry. Eye mumie no ahyase no where your interest lies.
And where do you
Let's
want
not mix
it means a teacher
of the
for the also nimfa. Oil and gas.
Ntuma no nsi bo.
Hey,
And this teacher ni no ese efata no. Wo ye no. Eno ho emwa in that by the man. And of course, that's the future of the country as far as education is concerned. And more important to abide beer. Until now, there is a feeding component for this teacher. Why they go school apart from the second cycle?
I guess you.
But how important teacher for we are in our future and even our children's future. And our bank said that but what I'm saying is that at the time I was school we are given a harmonious platform.
classroom.
Oh. What did you ever so now we are at the end of the day it's all degree certificates. So me call ABR Nimont mining. Now make it a that's all meeting from sustainability or department. Say many community interface, external relation and stakeholder engagement officer. Now we being so free ABR you might minds aba ono kura oni any social background ono so ntimi ko yes adwuma no ntimi nka say that instances me and me co teacher training me should be a better saying na. It is not like that.
Okay.
Job marketing there will always be
inequalities.
Yes.
Inequalities.
Why would the yes I'm job market. Why would the yes
what is most important is challenges challenges of education. Any steps are John Dramani Mama buying afa or the BCC challenges now. I'm happy with Asamoah Minia Razak Kaya. Said they are yet to even meet with the minister.
Of course.
And see the pros in proposal no they ban. If it favors them, why not? Let's not jump into conclusions.
Let's not jump the gun. Allowance more mumba teacher training ni bi no College of Education no. Mo say you maintaining and I say you free ho. This argument has been on for some time now. Ebi si yin fi onem yen fa sika no infrastructure mom yen biem ebi so say there be yemane wo ho na yemman kra no school was that coming the kasa sika no sa sika no kwa en time ma do so in time ba or no make us say almost 3 months arrears wo ho dada abanin tuaye nta banda da no won tuaye na ba we so ba on so tuaye it is there's already a 3 months arrears ho dada it all sre sanka ban no one pages can and 4,000. That's 1,000, no. 500 feeding grant in, and then 500 bottom. That is better for them. It's how okay. You know, be beautiful lines that I enjoyed the conversation this morning with your thought and the out pay. Let me share my time enough. So just before we get into our conversation, and me Ghana for me say quickly, 5 minutes be on speaker suspension. No? Then I'll come to Paul while you're thinking like that. Speaker targeting MPP for why is it so? Paul have to answer that question for us. But you take Ghana for in Mukaye about speaker suspension of the 4 MPs.
Ebuja for a PM ewe doom na yewo NIB area ho bibia ye papa mo na ye famo empamentade no na ye simple ye confusion is your parliament and the speaker of parliament Abambabin MPs 4 was suspended mo ye bisa say no kwan so no and I said no kwan so no it in fact mamani of our ending kan kasa over let's say
yeah I don't know also
yes yeah when you pa me sure what the speaker suspended 4 MPs are kosa like to abama mo wo hwa no ye no kwan so no and I said no kwan so no
oh for me no minimum say parliament the PBC a privileged committee and I was to meet na say I share the IC na what they are searching SF Taiba but right now that means I'm say brown abeshe speaker ensa it is a speaker emblem say they are all emblem kwan so they are and the
oba emblem dey onisa kwan we see also or the discipline by parliament it no yes sir
had homo ye bia hesham bradin braye adwuma it is a emblem dia we say o ma embla no say embla no kira no embla no ye adwuma enya say o no dig to me would we say or like or punish be more me says kind of kind of blood and interest oh say in blood and interest and
MPs say
oh so now I can say private committee and I was want to meet nasi I don't know anyone no interim committee be to me at nasi aye sa we aha adwuma no
medasi mama it in speaker ye nipa 4 MPC ya suspend you no kwan so no
oh me did send no kwan so no kire say I speaker o to me on ne mpanin die onya ne to me so fan suspend o mo kire say wi ase na ehemra ase enti wo ntimi mfa wo pe ya to abama na anu ya mfa wo pe enkogina nkokire wakatesem etika to speaker nya ne to me so ne mpanin die so emfa suspend o mo
it in suspension die wayo na the question is that emremro ni sa to me you know sabi parliament enye secondary school na say class 6 over there no headmaster was suspend you be embra wo parliament one fambra kwan so na ye but enam so mo kunya ni no amanfo se no ye na eye wo fi say ya na say
me dey yema me pa
yema pa
to me dey yema me pa
what obama MP na speaker so was suspended no
me jitum so suspended no yes right
we are sure
pa
mama medasi mama sister moya pa speaker no ye wo hwa no kwan so ano no
me pa chan
oh no kwan so ano no
no kwan so ano fi say parliament nya ba bia yeko mpanifo na mo hia na mo be fa adwen ti mo ko a and some for that 24 crowd moko oh ti kono moko ye ne de wa ya de nipa speaker no and was suspended ti wa ya that was suspend mom
by parliament o ko light obama speaker ni sa to me so be suspend you
speaker ni sa to me no but yes line that to abama mo ya sa line sa mon kwot na ho na mon ku oh yes like to abama say 24 months na ho fa adwen mu man no oh nti ya sa line na mam say mon ko na mon ko ti speaker ni to media but the oya no kwan so ano e pa chan
MB for no omo be say nkwala nje say chuchom sa
sa pepe say me akra me ko na atwema so a unya pani oh wo ya pani uni ho kwan ba betimi atwema so nti my nkra no ma de a say ya twoma so
much more
pa chan
madam And I say there be over 200%. We must speak over 200%.
Yeah.
Maybe you want brand the more parliament.
Emlawo to ana pandie so wo ho. Ya to da you sane en krasem but you nyina e ma se panisam. Ya to ba you say my joy for parliament. Mon ko tra na mon nwene omman mpuntu. De be ma omman na de e bobra ko ya nim. So what I say. Nti so ya kra kito kwara ko parliament won ma ka won say pandie ana ato. Enu ko say mu mi ko ja kuntokwa. Mamunya tra kwa bontin e basa na tumdira mde ma se kokwadwo ma me hu fa so be e ba so mde ma me so what I say and the speaker of parliament dey me na ya adwen say waje ni dibre so osepani no watwe kwa na so
na ni be na etiamra wo etiamra law se o mra e adwuma wo
ye wo mra ho samra na ekwa mampani bi ye wo ne we call parliament and send a dear to and some mampanya take this but you do a beer we should to me now just a dear way man say so about parliament anyun to so what I say so mampanya now do you need diemu or chimpanzee phobia so no go take 2 weeks na nasa wo bana se bi nko ya so ata wo kwa ba so dey be ka wasam teme ya over 200%.
When you over 200%
pa
medasi mama of our issue na family rap yap over na say
am ya do my
you dey kwase come there
oh nyame adawo ma
e bi si o mo speaker ya adwene e bi si o mo speaker nya adwene e he na ojina
e bi speaker ya adwene
won na ya adwene
me na ya adwene pa
what Obama MP speaker and Obama sa MP no ojina wo di mu speaker suspend was on na ya adwene
ye tam na ya adwene say tokwa akona wagu ani ma say speaker na ya panyini nto so nso gina ni tumi so di mlade di omo e kire say mo mpanyimfa ya to Obama na mo gina ho akon a na say nkwa koto so kon be ka say enti dem ni speaker ya adwene say de waye no e ye pass wo twena so on san twi bi kran kan ho
on san twi bi
kan ho na so mo de asua nyansa
no because you see e man na ye adwuma o ye pani de na so ntimi enye no ma enimbrem
o say o ye pani wa enimbrem na so say o speaker o ye pani wo ho a so hwe say nkwa it was to 2 million digits so me disrase so fa nyina so na sa nu gwanse na bia ma bia so ma to aba ma de se ko gina na pre bi blem na wo kokon a ye ni wasa de ablɛ enti ne de speaker na ya adwene 100%
so mo yom ho kola asem de so
sa pepepe enti ne speaker na ya adwene
mo speaker na ya adwene
ne ya adwene 100% enti mo san ko so ye bi
I see mate medasi ba mba of you na fe na me wi anope baba when speaker na ya adwene so ne ya adwene
mene ya adwene
wo so ne ya adwene
mene ya adwene pa
accident
say ha ye tie mra wa ha panifo wa ha enti say ye bibi na nya pani na wa na betu agene tumi so aparche
but some dem mra na ye adwuma wa ha
aye dem na
jo say sa pani no ogina emra na wa ha no so de ye adwuma but in this case of the speaker emra wan fa mra na anya adwuma
sense ono ye pani nti o tumi che wo enti o tumi de tumi so aye ne ope enti on fa mra na nya adwuma on tumi bebrebe
on suspend bebrebe say
mani ko ni mase ese gu o mu fu mpanifo na momo ye na ye ya mbetima ka nti wonya na tumi
right we shall forty utie near a section of the populace kind na edum NIBA dodo na any speaker na ya adwene. So let me come back to the studio. Paul Kobrayando ewa ha Kaboy ewa. So Paul, I mean, utie near Ghana for ekana dodo na any speaker na ya adwene so we suspend MPs and mind you and yet MPs going to suspend you more. There's an NDC MP more involved or a leader of the house, a majority chief whip in the person of Roxy Nelson the film. So why do you think the speaker target more MPs?
Yo, Paka, Mesa do CBM. Now, in fact, Jumedia would as a journalist, I will call rounds now, would see amount for views on certain issues happening. Very good, very commendable. And says, Utina studio, you have to move out there. People's opinion. It will shape you, make you a better journalist in the future. Let's say, Adewa Yabebo Abaso. Nasa Tisimu Bimo. Domahama, President Domahama Baye, na Attorney General Dominic friends Ayine, was I withdraw Opuni case, what I say, at force case. A friend is a Ofuswampo case. What I say, what withdraw. Send this Ghana for say, one more dibone pa or Ghana. allegedly what I say you know take court at the end for 8 years so we followed it senya niema ni yenya fa final bet
I get your point I get your point I get you
maybe I know being get it the American
David get you don't introduce a new conversation
you and also so santisim na hwehwe because me ya say on mo fair clearing agent and no a serious idea na esia and say anybody e be so sadie we ya no what yesim na ye
no problem
moreover enke ba yesu so no topic we da ho no na it is respondents no say speaker ni hu kwan na waka standing order what parliament ho no susu nyina ma ye hu eno susu bua ma conversation no ekoso okay at the end in the first place nyina minority and majority omo ye saying appointment committee no and na omo nyina si jan say a day ye be vet ni patre na mumientie ni ye say vetting no enya omo pe no omo di yo eye mra e wo constitution mu say ye bo obi din si wo be minister ye mfa ne nko na ye nyina no kiye nyina na o se nkeko bisa na sem but ye were representatives ye parliamentarians wo ho dia wo no misa ne nsem a enka me ye ma me kwan anka me bisa what the American so sometimes we because we blame minority leader so bisa questions bembe anyone no minority na hu ni sa no a component of section of groups who the evans MPP for nya 41% your leader any friend is saying Afenyo Markins. So if you send questions to him, he should be able to at least 50% or way there. He should be able to say it. Tigana for enya sadieno. Any other course so you will never be a free as a nominee. Credibility come. Unim says way I'm young when say. Sana wo mo kase Ghana fo awofo ye mo antwa mo school fees na o metime tua na de ade na sa wo mo nua ba mo na aha dan no mutim sana ba kokura de ne yire na ehwe no eti sana mo ma no e de ma Ghana fo awofo antwa school fees na o metime tua ade ntina ba hwe me ba ma me ni nyina no wo some dot sa o yire na hwe wo e na okuda tozo wo nua ba na aha dan ma watenem what you say? It is a new vetting a bebam sa hypocrisy. What sa NDC for more a bear day and a game who's answer way. Mobile fat ni patri no ma vetting. What you say? Sana clerk of parliament now no share appointment committees no. At the blind side of MPP for a minority no. What catching this if one is a move for 8 mra?
Well, that's what
I
feel marking a
oh, media parliament.
No, my age more parliament.
Why I
know how the clerk system works.
Now, when you say accuse clerk, and they say he has been unfair to minority.
And I make us a meeting.
And you come a fair market say, I didn't know because and what you say, son, advertising 8. It's advertising 8, you know, or my 3 now. No, I said the bakwaba. 80 or said the bakusa baby acquire 5 no. About 10. And almost say about 10. Son, what additional 3 say guha musa bebet. And almost say no. 10 dear. And want to me and twaso. 80 no yenya fresh minds near the day and sound very to majority one say hey mon nya mon kwa ye be veti en crofo mun free mu na mon kwa na dafia ma po ya na ye se yamia ne hwo yi atia free ne majority ho abese esima no mon kwa pushi wo mo na me metuo ne tie na mo kabori e decide obo pushi me free studio me try on na me tinto form say me save me ho. That is what resulted in that too.
Okay.
What you say?
Nti esi awie no.
Nti esi ye no.
Ya suspend your mom yes.
Me pacho tie.
And nti am feel say speaker or target MPP.
Nti me pacho wo. Nti say Oyerepa studio edi wa hye hai. Na asem si entemu a. Who is the best person also my report? Anya wa who lead here wa. Nti appointment committee chairman no. And the beka kire wo say San Krofo we na de ntokwa ne ba enti no yi wo mo ana Ono kwase ono. Oh, Matieno.
There be ofwaso. This is argument.
Even
Ofwaso. Then the argument is simple. A permanent committee, no. Serve the powers of the High Court.
Yes.
Now, according to what here for, I say in court, so we could be outside court. It's me citing back one for contempt. So they file a motion, not their back court. Say, your courtroom was a judge sitting there. Judge, you know, was you make a pronounced judgment. In the case of the vetting committee, or not for not one, it's just like the speaker sitting there. Speaker no so one call for motion and a report man, not just the committee chairman. So the BBC vetting committee the speaker does not necessarily have to say or set up a committee. There and there we will make a pronouncement. It's no no the points one.
Anything I make catch will say. Say BBC says here a procedure. No, nipa na who know as
doesn't necessarily have to form a committee.
Me say. Now they didn't afraid they work for me committee. So who said after pronouncement now? Oh, after thought, you know. And now they want the judgment are buried. And they all go for committee now.
They see, but don't misquote the speaker. Speaker no make this announcement. He said the 4 has been suspended. And was signed Katwa so say a committee should be set up. Moment investigation. So that if there any further punishment. Yeah, there must have 4 and any other person will come.
And suspension no any punishment.
Of course, it's part of punishment, of course.
Now who says here because you suspend you for 2 weeks? Who humiliate your baby also? Abra you say who nim. Nanti babin there me makao. Say President Mahama na appointment here yeah from 8th Parliament. Who the wa Ghana ha we journalism. From time be pan and tokwa chenche party parliament. Yenyina was headed by Babin. There's a Babin leadership with a chaos, saka, basa, and near man sent for Tankwa and their course of parliament.
Do you agree, sir, more MPs in the years are support you on some years?
I don't agree. Me say tokwa there. I don't choose over peace.
And you don't want them to be suspended.
But the issue is that the reality in say, ultimate one bushu mo. Say about 10. Chinchina mo samvete train ka ho.
They could have said your work on.
Chinchina mo sorry say and almost mo nya bet na mo pie ko na dafia mapo. Me say dafia mapo ko say munko.
They be politics. Me I was there that day.
Oh, parliament. Me to me hey.
Wo hwe.
Me say me to me hey.
Mo ka se mo nye no. Ena mo so microphones ni si so. Ena NDC for the case say microphone so mo do microphones so. Ho na the confusion by say wo be so na me dum no. Wo so na me dum no. Ena mo say o mo piapia.
Ntina dum so aba ho. Ananya sa. Every before na do me say aso microphone. Adentina was chinchira was dum no. And I who kai. It's a room so by.
So microphones ni siwa. Who to so siwa. Obi akasa won tehwe.
Yes.
Because everybody is talking.
Yes.
That's how it works.
That's it. Because ni panabra.
Order baho. You are happy say omoye sa resistance no e pushing tables, e bu tables. You are happy about it.
Anya baby for na ye yo.
No mama na ye.
Eye dafia mapo our free ni city so best because mo se mo abra mo nko.
Paul, have you watched the video?
Man watch it.
Are you sure you watched it?
Yes.
But we are sure.
Me say ma watch it. Ono na catch up say. Wo mumra message free ho.
But anyway.
What you say?
Anyway, Martin.
Ya be mama no nsi. Yeah. Enti dey akoso no dey.
But every videos no man why.
Why na dey say MPP fo na odi nani asi wo mo so. Because worse things has happened. Our parliament ho. Obi ntwa obi blade ewo ho. Adam meboa.
Of course, we
Babe no one to parliament mu I hwenu ani ehu no. What suspending ne ho. Eti e na we there e buy say e was say me suspended some grofo we. Now in the first place, Yensa Mr. Kra say, Babe, does he have that power? Arrogated to himself. Ono na dabia I'm the number 3.
Has had
I'm number 3. No, what the more. Nya nkwa na ukan
so you understand
order memetie me kan bi o nti e bia interpretation e bia this the Supreme Court no watch matter but interpretation you know doesn't mean that you take so for crowd preacher me bisa question say so for asem we ya okay me kan ye no nyame anka say na paka interpretation o just say enti dia ye kan nyina ne say dia cause of violence dia enye papa na momu no ni nyina free majority na omo pese omo nkrofo chinchina omo fa beti mu no nko no omo nkoye enema basa no ne ye pese ye de mra na ebe ye adwuma because if NDC fails Ghana has failed.
Okay,
yes we can be Jesi ndo me da sumu watonzu yi. Yesi eye me de. Anya papa. Ene ya me be ya conversation ya be ya teacher training allowance o ne president akasa. Wa say tinka ye to grant ni momanka ebebo mo dance ye be ye free way. Enti teacher training for no mate asem da na. Adenti ne be sori anopa na ensem ye nkoa na wo se ye tie because NDC aba.
Mate. Povedasi. Come on. Your take on this. So, I mean, essentially, most you didn't keep faith with the air committee. Listen by 4. I feel I'm the 5 above and I'm the 6 above. We are saying I'm
But that's very. Let's place it on record.
Me too.
Say, Omampani John Dramani Mahama is nothing close to clearing agent. Obi se Obi Abokrono.
Let us not introduce
the body. Let us not go there. Let us not go there. I'll go and do
at the point. The apex court of the land, Supreme Court of Krasa, Nipa in who sons a brodido.
Dear him.
At to force.
Ambulance room we are.
As I Thomas Amnaqua appeals court. Opunini said to a bongo. Dr. Haddison, 8 years. You couldn't find one proof. That's what you do. 7 you say, Mom, a buying lawyer witness, amba, you be close to a 7 months judge. New Attorney General Council. Asema me nyonkwa by attraction fee 20 man dance yanko de ade na wasi egusu boka eko prosecute that same matter so in the interest of the country you have saved money you have saved money the interest of this country you are saving money the next point is that Bible cracker or say a baby person you be free Jani na ho. You ba kwese ho number ko. Na yire no me yese so boafo. Hey. Die na ye wrong say. Obi be free ni pema kasa me yire o ye me boafo. Sabi. Se wonu eda ye yase wo mu hunu nyame a. Tia ebutu oni be hu nyame. Enye kura ndise pede o. MP uso me so a enye kura 15,000 150 million kusu ono no momuzu timi ntua school fees go akoka say the category of citizens are meet matu ya no nkwa na kai na second of that time nyina ka
musa family mu nyina kai
so what say ntini ese okaka azanti because there was an area na boafo school fees go ntimi ntua na yire na hwe no
na we hwe wa obetima akoka
but to make the point Osanka to be fair to Sam George he insisted say or say my wife doesn't give me money.
Take care of me.
My wife takes care of me.
In terms of what?
It's so to be fair to Sam George, okay, say my wife doesn't give me money. But my wife takes care of me. Let's settle the matter.
Obu go to do one bang why can't cook one.
Of course, I can't cook one.
My wife take care of me. They make my baby. Oh no, boku de to black one. Bema bi obegina abotin aye ne yiri boni aye bia na wonya bema papa in fact wo bon kwampe akra wo yiri ye obuafo Paul wo yiri nya na he wa na hana wo position 28 days hwade wo minimu aye wo yiri nkwampe so adiase enti me I don't think there is anything but you see and near Mabia, a course of Sadan. You know, I was in Parliament.
No.
me bufu ye sorry kwatina my sister the office.
Oh, okay.
Because me too na me ra ho na ma fe honorable chairman sabos. Na ma fe honorable chairman sabos so sada na nwumre.
Hey,
na ma fe obi ti say honorable KT Hamo. Na ma fe obi ti say honorable Kennedy Ajapo. Situations like this, honorable chairman will just come and tell you, let's walk out. They'll make their case in the microphone and walk out.
No more to us.
And in that instances, the jury out there, it will be against you. NDC doesn't determine. Nye yankwan determine say nipa do say ni eveti omo. And yamuna mu wasted time on Oliver Vamawo. Abrane was a nkrofo ba vetting.
Was that the another?
In fact, Oliver Vamawo's allegation was even directly targeted at the NDC. But here, allegation we were pushing said the matter should be sent to privileges committee. Not appointment committee. Now there, the mandate is to vet. Now you spend close to 6 hours of them.
They used almost the whole day.
Wasting time. It's your one scandal for Vama or day. No, a lot of them they couldn't finish. No, they have to roll them to the second day. That day was the day I didn't know could get to a black one. They have to sit there till 10 p.m. No matter we are not moving to a month to us. I must say, Monya, why the same time? So
why the rush?
Why the rush is a
NDC for why the rush?
I buy person. This government, the previous government failed to submit a mini budget. By March, all ministries must get ministers on the call. No agencies head in Nakom as submitted proposal. I mean, I have mini budget by March. Do you know the exigency of that issue? By March, your budget will grow. Wouldn't be able to. So it's such a dire situation. Now who don't just substantive minister?
Of course, substantive.
Until one version.
You can have the next day.
That is the rush.
Nothing stops you from doing it the next day.
Nothing stops the minority from walking out.
Look at the time. To make 10 p.m. I mean,
Korom. Do mrebi ni eye adwuma na do 12 na oni kroma omutimi said that the bill be friends waiver tax waiver bi no be shase and I do better 12 obi e koyese mumra.
Was that right?
If it's not right, this parliament
is it right now?
Let's go and ask parliamentarian.
Is it right now?
MP. But for the exigency of the matter today, no, anybody or my Ghana no, say MPs moving from issues that are not necessary to issues that are more peculiar and germane to our circumstances. Look at Obi Honorable market. Spending close to 2 hours, 48 minutes.
He has the right
interrogating Honorable Sam George about Oyere Usukwa Okoye, which is not necessary.
He has every right.
After 3 hours.
He has every right to do
so
that.
You have every right to spend 3 hours.
Right to ask the question.
To spend 3 hours on one man, but you do not have time to spend 30 minutes to vet another person. That is hypocrisy at the highest level of imagination. I don't think maybe the course one and try ye no rather don't pray. I said more back when you go so can. But when you idea see yourself out Tottenham's one. What pejad the seat table when him second that person na sabi ye de to da ya na motu na mani panya kasetiao. And Ababa one and no crap pie, nipa Ababa one crano, Sabi. She has been vindicated. Because near Mamu, there is nothing honorable about what you are doing. And me practice a students parliamentarian, maybe a speaker, maybe the Pan-African speaker. Tanzania no ade na ego hwehwe ade no menti ase
na mo ma o he
this student parliament
student parliament I didn't even know there was a parliament there was a speaker for student parliament
I didn't know that speaker
menti ase say the authority of the house is the speaker. The speaker is the only person clothed with powers to interpret the standing orders of the house. And it's a speaker feel said the SCA to save the image of the house. This is the right move. You suspend your more. You take ad hoc committee. No, you subsequent investigation into it. Now, I support 100%. But yes,
Mamus Medasi, it was for me beautiful lines in their mouth, so like join the conversation. Another page 0594-19409 0322-497-264. These are the numbers to call. So you can't teacher training no one and a parliament to the Paul on the other hand no is clearing his mind say I didn't tell you but MB before no they were there to ensure say and no more say yeah papa no yeah and then man yeah juma no yeah but Kaboy was on the other hand no say the best would have been Sanka on message year walkout as in the past was a Chimesa Bonso has done that. But I remember Mokai 2021 budget review budget approval and that Chimesa Bonso they stage a walkout was only the minority at the time, then this is minority at the time, and I'm pass your budget. Then they came back to reverse it, and I'm saying, and I said, so what stage your workout would have saved all this situation, but oh my yes, sir. 0594-19409 0322-497-264. These are the numbers to call this morning. Now join the conversation. Then again, teacher training. Where do you stand? You free hall allowance no, and now you money war. Now your money war 149 no, and 500 no. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Father, good morning.
Yes, sir, but your first and everything.
But the Raphael, man, I don't know for barrister because every day.
Raphael, you too.
Mr. Kamari said, my wife from him, I see the city and I'm a banner or banner, but in the better of fire. Now, Paul here, he's more like a comedian.
Oh, no, you can't say that. I mean, come on. I mean, what kind of comment is this, Paul? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Kwesi.
Yes, I'm your Francis in me. But your combined team in China and Paul or the other end.
Only to 20 on 38%. Then someone talk, and so parliament war, which then they see on penetration. I feel 54. Yet the answer and the boom, my own. Don't mamma say, you need to cover man, it's your mom shouldn't room. No one found square is here for this bedroom wedding. Oh, can you be? I want to ask you to lose your mom fanning yet time I want that. Mom fanning your from that of you. I will be way so or do much you don't lose your hands. Some of the
Mate. You share your thoughts. No personal attacks on this matter, Mr. Remo. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your first and everything?
My name is Lawrence.
Okay, Lawrence, but you're on the pay.
Okay, but the whole thing, let's go back to the days of Katie Hamel. You see, things have been ruffled in a way that even right now, when you look at the way Abonyumaki is asking questions, he's exposing the days of MPP. Things that they've done that have gone west, that BBI don't know. They have to respect the country for all of us to enjoy. Oh, some questions that he asks, asking questions there are any relevant to where the person is going, which is wrong.
Okay.
And also, I guess your parliament is uncalled for. Seriously, they are our role models. We are looking up to them.
Mate, Lois, but that's it. I like that. They are role models. You are looking up to them. Interviews now me about say, yes, we are then the busy as a chaotic inquiry. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
If I say first and everything, madam.
But I pretty why make a feast one come.
Great. Esi but you too.
The patrol MPP not one. On no say or just a person. Let's say on one year old. Get that's why, but there is a pro. I'm one guy because I'm going to watch the person. No, then it's video. Don't watch the person, man. No, then it's true.
Mate, it's me that see. Yeah, you're more surprised than why. Our goodness, God, say hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Me pacho me hoye pacho first and everything. Okay, pacho you turn pay.
Hello.
Me pacho you turn pay. Minia. otie no ho me ba cho me ntie ho why mun tie fi phone no directly why yeah hello good morning me ba che for sana free
so me di ma me ka se free to Bondi
okay but you
the idea dance is acquire a fast MPP Lucy no clear because communication director no to one no me say mo open na ni wa fakum onya bo training nti ni e say and to pay parliament won be do na gina almost
okay
parliament na mo majority leader so mo majority ni ta mo konto kwa mo minority so mo so konto kwa dina say minor na say ya dibisi ade ko mo say na kwa
Mate, medasi. But me for just 2 more calls. No, I'm happy up another page. Just 2 more calls. Then we wrap it up. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. But your first and after things here. Otieno. You're quite another call. So. Yeah. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yeah, hello. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, but your first and everything. Okay. Pokia but your crab by you.
Maybe I can walk on it as I think allowance near the HMO. Yenchamu, because or more that is for no, or one could be line almost 2 I was gonna have me in Mahama, or Yenya Wushi, will be Dian Casa, Papa, will be Dian Casa, Insino or Muncham, Mahama Chamwa, Sample, the think I'm a good Saman.
Mate. Okay. Money you got me right there. I'm for last call week. Now, wrap up on the pay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. But your first and everything. Okay, Odo it you.
And I'll pay more chief for you now.
Yo, just
now, the fact teacher training allowance. Me, I'm a TA. Come on my boat on my ban the first level. We train and we implement the student loan. Make the student loan, I'm not going to go school.
Okay.
Teacher training allowance. We implement this student loan at Ebeboa. I mean, I'm going to say that I didn't want to school. And about Parliament, Mr. Paul, he should talk on behalf of Ghana, not on behalf of party. Okay. Because Speaker of Parliament, you can't challenge him. He must say the order now or the other, it is good, a right order now or the other. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, MPs now or Google in the market ago. But what on about your on about another prayer, it is wrong. How come say as a member of parliament and their committee, so it is wrong.
Okay. Mate, that's a point well made. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate the thought this morning. Jojo, Obuasi, point no. Paul, just some 30 seconds and wrap you up.
Sir, a very critical question. Say, why the rush? Some, no, Kobo said they went there. But now, you finance minister, near betting. So if it's about budget, what you say? And your finance minister, the minister says some. And I said, who did you? It's the foreign minister, Yan Bettina, and Timima, finance minister, and Timina. No. Anna, I don't think so. It's and you say in the budget in Yamba because it's not a budget need to be by. It's no the mama now. As a MPP. That's the hypocrisy of NDC. And so then they were touting him, say, were you violent, were you way? And my just said the majority, no, and your papa, and the one who NDC. What I say? It's Minia, Ghana, come crown yeka. Say, what will share me, Ufi say, my Mekawa Semuntino, obey the and teacher training for Mono or Mokasa, essay, they are not happy with the current status. What I say? Na me metina ha Abraham ye Ghana ni. Na niema enko so a ma Ghana ni hu ntono no. Me medie yoyo wo mu ti say dia ye no.
Okay.
What I say? Meka dia enko yie no. Ye nyina Ghana failure. NDC for failure. Ghana na failure. Ye he say o ma yo madwuma yi.
Kabari, just 30 seconds then go.
No kwe wo mu say answer na ba so be poma tare e fe no. Ji say otwitwa ntoma say no. Wakika sieni otwitwa ntoma. Wakika sieni na ye no said the open no. Eni mane bi wo ha ji say ohwehwan mu. No asahye ni. Yes, student loan no is not serving the purpose. Ye hwe kwampa ye betua nkwala no school fees ni bia momo. Ye dey feeding beko school no direct. Na face ya hwe na dey allowances no loan no aboa mom dey sika kakra ko mbotom. Ye say na beboa. National service dey muntu madu munye biom. Teacher license exams muntu madu muntwe biom. Beboa mo nya dum.
Allowance muntua biom.
So metum.
Now national service
national service allowance omuntu omadwum nya bi
national service as a teacher trainee near 715 cities. Now bachelor DSI no as a substantive teacher near 20 million the hin of that is what I mean.
Come on, medasi.
No nsia na betena se bre na so say sorry na ye dey sports ebeto amoso na nyame ya do
Kwesi Parker Wilson is from my guest this morning, Paul Kobnayando, NPP Communications Director of Ashanti Region, and Mahmoud Kaboye, Dean of Ashanti Region NDC Communicators. I'm very much now. The best back with another edition of